So before you start gossiping about me, love, scratch your minge, sniff your fingers, because
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mayo Sandwich Podcast. It's me, one of your hosts, Isaac.
It's me, your other host, Maurice.
It's me, your other host, Chavis, and we have a guest today.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He came into our house and then said, put me on the podcast. So we're obliging.
Yo,
He does have a gun to each and every one of our heads, though.
You're a little quiet today, Gary.
Yeah, he's a little scared.
Gary, don't worry.
little
There's
afraid.
like 10 people that watch this, so.
Yeah, there's like 20 billion people watching this right now.
No, man, like
20,000.
Security.
And they all know your full name too. Like how we all
We
have.
probably should have.
What?
Well, go ahead, Travis.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, fuck you. Go ahead.
No, since you want to talk over me all the time, go ahead.
Listen here. You fucking queef.
Oh, I'm a queef.
You're a pre-cum baby. But no, I was gonna say, damn it, you distracted me. Go ahead, say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say we all have disparaging mic qualities,
Yeah.
and that's all I had to say.
Are you fucking vaping right now, dude?
Wait, that picks up now?
Yeah, well, I heard you. I heard that.
Yes, I was.
Wow, you're
So
seriously.
you know what?
fucking-
Let's get a little introduction with Gary, because I'm pretty sure we did that for all of us on our first podcast.
Yeah, Gary,
Gary?
introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Give us a little information. Tell us about how far your
I'm gonna
rosebud
be
sticks
honest,
out.
and I am.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We are gonna be talking about this after we're done recording because I'm a little embarrassed that you bring this up right now. But it is. I'm about like half an inch out at the moment, but I know my main goal for the end of the year for 2026 is like I think like maybe 2.5, like 3.
That's respectable. Isaac's drags behind him like a tail.
Yeah, it's become a real problem in my life. People were tripping over it. Sometimes if I
You
turn
actually
too
just
fast,
leave
I hit
shit
something to it.
everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kinda gross.
they
Well,
don't like it.
at work, you did absorb one of the children, like you were Cell.
Yeah.
So I think
noticed
that
that.
might be one of the problems. But so Gary, tell the people, the two people that are watching, what
Charlie
like a
and
little bit about
Lisa.
yourself.
Tell them I didn't hear because I heard Charlie and Lisa.
Gary?
I didn't hear what you want me to say.
Tell them all about you.
Yeah,
Tell them all about
you,
you.
fucking idiot.
Tell them a little bit about yourself.
What's your
Gary,
address?
I'm from
Fucking
Kentucky.
What's your name?
I like SpongeBob and Legos, and I like race cars, and I like ice cream, and I like pizza, and I like cookies.
What about Lego
That's a
race
little too
cars?
far. That's a little too
Yeah.
far out of my
Yeah, what
comfort
about those?
zone.
Okay,
I tried
That's
it,
pretty
and
neat.
then
Lego
I went to
ice
the
cream.
hospital, and I sued them, and I'm actually in a lawsuit right now over that shit.
Yeah, you're in a pending lawsuit, as they
Well,
say.
you know, it's been what, like a month since our last episode?
No, it's not been that long. It's been a while, though.
Hasn't?
No, we
Yeah,
recorded like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe.
it's been a few weeks.
It's been a little bit. We got
No,
busy, okay, guys?
Yeah, I'm
You
about
know,
to get
this-
busy with you.
Well, yeah,
Thank you.
after this is over. I mean, geez.
Yeah, that's for the OF.
I'm guest
go
starring on that
subscribe.
one too.
The only mayonnaise.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. In our Bonnie
Right now,
Blue
we just got.
segment.
Yeah, I guess that's a good time to transition to Bonnie Blue, I guess.
Yeah, we're like a minute in.
Yep. So, she recently got banned.
Yeah,
I thought
on
you were about to say
OnlyFans.
arrested. I don't know any of the lore here.
I know very minuscule amount of the lore. After her recent ban, more stuff popped up on my page. There was this one streamer on Kick that was like interviewing her or something, and he's pretty red pilled. He was like, "Well, do you believe in God?" She was like, "No, I believe in cum."
Interesting.
That-
Weird flex.
that's a high level. Like I'm not red pilled.
She's
You know,
gooning, dude.
I don't do the whole slut shaming thing, but we can agree here. That's a high level of debauchery, right?
It's a high level of gooning, buddy.
Yeah. I have a lot of questions because with the 1,000 guy gangbang, right? What were the requirements?
Be a guy, have a dick. I think that was all, literally, probably.
Yeah, it 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 just hurts my brain because it's like I feel like that the women are complaining that she's setting them back, right? I
Mhm.
feel like she's setting men back further. The ability to get 1,000 guys within like a month to like willingly come and participate in uh in that is kind of mind-boggling to me, considering that she looks like she's like 45, maybe even 50,
I don't think she looks
with
She's-
45. I
several
think she
She's
kids.
looks like
very aged.
she looks like those people that are like in
Yeah.
their mid 20s, but are so high strung and stressed out that like that like fucking like White House speaker. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just like you like it makes you look older. You know?
She does
Yeah,
look
I mean,
older than she is.
yeah, she looks old as fuck, and 1,000 guys willingly partook in
And
that,
hitting
and
that.
like even at like people are like, "What was it like being guy 1,000?" Like even at guy 50 is like,
I heard even Guy Fieri was there. Like everybody who has the name Guy was there. Like Guy Fieri, Guy Fawkes. They were all there.
yeah, I don't know, man.
It's
It's
horrible.
tangling my
Johnny
brain.
Dyson.
So where's she upload now? If she's banned off
I
of
have
OnlyFans.
I have no idea actually. I have not really
There's other sites that probably allow that.
probably. I mean, I'm I'm assuming her getting banned was the equivalent of our 9/11.
There's the Gooner 911.
Somebody's life was waking up, opening OnlyFans, and being like, "I'm about to stroke my shit to Bonnie Blue," and then that wasn't there. Oh
No,
man.
my $5 a month. Where is it? Where?
Do you get like a refund on that?
I don't think you do. Maybe.
Or is it like is it a prorated refund? So like
I don't know.
you might get like $3.25 back?
For all the goon. I don't know how OnlyFans works. I have never wanted to visit or use OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, isn't it all just basically charging
Just
you
porn.
money to see one person
Well,
naked,
and
basically?
also
Or like there, I know there's like couples that do it, but it's like it's you're
you're
just
just
looking
paying
for
for
one.
people.
You're looking for basically one naked
And
person.
also, here's another thing. Now I don't use it, but there's like a site that lets you bypass like the paywall just to like see what's on there. And you scroll through social media, you see a girl. It's like my OnlyFans is link in bio. You're like, I ain't paying $20 for that shit. And you look at it, and it's just bikini pictures. It's nothing unless you
Oh,
pay
I
extra
actually
for it.
yeah, I was about to say I actually can explain this because No Jumper, Adam 22 and his wife do their whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it. So like it's what did he say? It was one of the older episodes. There's like an entry fee to get onto it, but then you also have to pay for individual things.
Which I think is the
So
shittiest business model someone could do, and they still make millions on there.
Yeah, it works. I mean, another crazy one was like Bad Baby.
Yeah,
Because she
that one
made
was
one
crazy.
like whenever she was freshly turned 18.
And everyone
And then, like,
pre-fired it.
Yeah, dude, that it's kind of fucking crazy. That's another thing that set men back decades. It's like, Jesus.
That there's hundreds of thousands of dudes who will pay to see a girl who just turned 18 naked.
Well, the thing is, I don't think she was actually naked. I'm pretty sure it was just like
probably.
bikini pics and shit.
Yeah, it is probably the same shit every other OnlyFans girl uploads, but the fact of the matter is she just turned 18.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And she
That's like some
has
Drake
more
level
money than
grooming.
all of us combined
Oh yeah,
have probably
not
ever
as much.
made.
I don't remember if we talked about this in the last episode. Speaking of having more money, this is a little bit of an old subject now, but the lady that called the black kid the hard R at the park
Mhm.
raised almost like, didn't she? Yeah, she raised almost like $1 million
Yeah.
without an apology, and she just doubled down. Like she was on this Christian GoFundMe site and was like, I called him when he was acting, and people were just like,
Yeah.
"You right?"
I remember we had a whole
And paid her.
conversation about that.
Yeah,
That's fucking
that
Yeah.
terrible.
Society's really like progressing towards the future, you know? In a
Yeah,
very positive way.
it's reminding me of the good old days.
none of the Bible says be racist, and then
The
you
good old
like saw like
days,
donations
80
saying
years
like
ago.
the N-word and shit.
Yeah, that Bible
Yeah.
actually says that word for word.
Yeah, the
It's,
Bible that was before the N-word says that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty
What do
sure
you
that
think
was
it came
in
from?
Leviticus 4:13. Be racist.
I guess I had 2 pages sticking together in my Bible because I never
Well, I
saw
mean,
it.
what were you doing with your Bible, you know? What were you doing to that page to make them stick together?
What
That's
are
what you
you?
should be
What are you
asking.
implying, mister?
he just loves God.
Listen,
Then.
I'm just pointing out a simple observation. And
Gooning to the Bible is an instant ticket to hell.
no, that means you're connected in a way no one else is. There's
Yep.
someone like that. There's some like psychotic, mentally ill person
Yeah,
who's
got a
that
few
crazy.
connected chromosomes, man.
They get more than that. They got a few everything connected. Their brain looks like it's just smooth. There's like nothing
Yeah, that's
disconnecting anything.
damn. I just brain farted on who made brain stew.
Green Day.
I was about to say that's what Green Day was talking about. That is brain
What if they
stew.
made Red Day and it was even better?
Well, don't make Blue Day or Isaac can't listen to him.
Yeah, Ozzy can't even hear him. Poor guy.
Yeah, I've never heard Blue Day whatsoever. It's fucking insane. I just can't hear it.
I'm surprised you even knew how to say the word blue. I'm surprised you even knew we were talking about Bonnie Blue. It could have been Bonnie anything.
Bonnie what?
Oh yeah, look, there it goes.
Yep.
Yeah,
What-
pull up
what-
your subtitles. Pull up your live action subtitles.
Yep. You got to read the word blue in Braille, but he can't actually feel it because it's blue.
There's a missing link here. What a crazy fella Isaac is. I mean, geez, this guy's
Well,
always jumping up and down.
Yeah, geez, it's me, Isaac. I'm here to fucking molest people.
This
Is that what you
guy's
want to hear?
calm
Is that what
down.
you want to
jumping
hear?
up and down, molesting everyone.
Gary, do you have any
Yeah, calm
topics?
down.
well,
You fucking
I was
idiot, or do you just want to
invited.
be here to fucking come on my
I
toes?
do want to do that, but I was dragged here.
he was
I
invited.
said
He was invited.
I said I'm not going to be on this
He was
stupid fucking
drugged.
podcast, and they were like, okay, eat this delicious pizza pie, and I did, and here I am.
Yep, we lured him
Yep.
in, tied him up to a chair.
I apologize if your butt's sore. Isaac went 4 knuckles deep instead of 2 this time.
Wait, we were going. I thought you said elbow.
Oh fuck! You went
Feels
elbow
like
deep.
I went 4
trolling me, I'm gonna
elbows
be
deep. Me
honest.
and Isaac were in there.
Oh damn!
Yeah, poor guy. That's why his rosebud's so long. Dude,
Yep.
you have giant fucking ants in here. You got like Fallout ants, Isaac.
Yeah, it's summertime and a bunch of ants are fucking crawling around the house now. They're big
they're
fucks, too.
huge. They're fucking
Yeah.
giant ants.
We have some big ass ants where I live.
I've squashed like 3 of them already. But
Yeah,
now's
my
a good time.
Omar's house used to have like a shit ton of big ass ants.
Ants
They used
are
to
not even
bite,
like the
too.
worst thing ever. They're just like inconvenient. You don't want ants in your house.
No, she had like big ass red ants that would bite the shit out of you.
She had them evil ants.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Travis? You said now's a good time for what?
It's a good time to break up like the AI summaries of our podcast that YouTube has, because they're pretty funny.
God. That is a funny topic.
So I don't know if it's only for premium users or not, but now YouTube has this thing where it's like ask, and it's an AI that I guess rifles through your subtitles or whatever and just like gathers the information from there. And me and Isaac were like looking at it for like a bunch of episodes, and it was like it would like say random shit, and it gives you timestamps too, which is kind of funny. But it would it would say like some shit we didn't remember we said. You click the timestamp, and it just like cut straight to it. We thought that was kind of funny and weird.
Well, there was one that called me an alcoholic.
Yeah, it said you're a raging alcoholic.
I'm pretty sure it's because we said I don't know.
It also thinks Craig was a host at some point.
Yeah, did it think I was Craig or who?
I think it thought I was Craig. And like it
Wait,
said,
how did it?
I guess we mentioned offhandedly Craig, which is what we use to record on Discord. And
Yeah, it's a thing Isaac created.
and I guess it put a human like a story to it, because it would like it gets voices mixed up too, because it would like say, and then Chavis drove all the way to blah blah blah, and I was like, well, I sure didn't do that. I was like, that was Maurice, but it's kind of weird. And you can like ask it all kinds of shit. You can be like, what was the resolution to this conflict? And then it'll like tell you with like the AI summary. It's very weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad it's a waste of space and time and everything. That's always cool.
Well, we gotta make YouTube Premium worth it.
Well, it's only worth it because there's no ads. I don't get YouTube Premium because I want the extra features. I get it because there's no fucking ads. Because YouTube ads got so egregiously bad. They're genuinely
They had
horrible.
experimental features that I liked using for a while, and they fucking got rid of them. One of my favorite features was like being able to look at YouTube Shorts while scrolling through the app, like looking for other videos and stuff.
Stimming.
Yeah, but yeah, it stopped letting you minimize YouTube Shorts, or you could like go into other apps and like have a short playing. You know, in
Well,
the corner.
mine still does that. Mine plays the shorts in the mini player. I don't really use it because a short is like 30 seconds.
Yeah, mine only works for like regular YouTube videos and shit. With shorts and everything, whenever I swipe out of it, it disappears.
Probably just depends on what kind of phone you got. But another thing, I was thinking about this recently because I was watching Breaking Bad stuff. But was Walter White a bad guy? Guys, was he really bad?
He's horrible.
I mean, no, come on. Was he really that bad?
Spoiler alert, he poisons a child.
No, dude, that's
no.
awesome.
Okay, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Children deserve death.
And nothing but.
Yep.
We're children terrorists. If you see a child, chop his head off with your Schmidt-Mar. Your sword.
Reasonable crash out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever just beat the shit out of a child because you just want him to stop fucking crying now?
Yeah, I saw this one in the grocery store, and I fucking threw a cucumber at his head, and he passed
How hard
out.
did you fucking throw it?
I try to keep my child beatings bi-weekly.
Yeah, I like to
Really
I like
hard.
to find kids to throw, like they can't be any I personally know. I just want a random child who probably has a good life to feel pain for a little bit.
Like, you will know what pain feels like. And you
Yeah, so
start
Well,
your
one
your
choking them.
parents
kid
probably
took off
kiss
the
you and say
mask.
nice things to you, but I'm gonna hurt you. So you're a
Whenever I
little
see
sick fuck.
like a kid walking by themselves around like a store or something, I want it so bad to just look at them and say, "You're gonna die one day," and then just like walk away.
You know everything that you experience and you enjoy, it's gonna be gone
Your
because you're
mom's
gonna
gonna
meet
die. Your mom and your dad are both gonna die.
your mom and dad. They're gonna go and they're not gonna respawn. They're
Yeah.
just gonna be gone, and you're
It's
gonna
all
never
And
see them
it's
you
all
again.
won't
your
You're
fault.
you
gonna
and you
watch your
won't be able to
parents
get the
be
reboot card.
lowered into their fucking grave, little bitch.
I don't think a kid would
Yep.
even think about that. They're like, "Yay!" and just like run away.
That's why you always have to like grab kids by their throats so they understand what you're saying is important.
You gotta go. Why you little?
Why you little?
Choke them like Bart.
No, I like to hold them up with like
Is that
one
not how
hand.
you introduce yourself to a kid? Like you just pick him up by the throat
Immediately
and then
start
like
throttling a child.
Yeah, that's how you give lasting impressions.
It's they call it PTSD, which
Yeah, it'll make sure they don't wander off by themselves anymore. Apparently.
silence.
You got one, Isaac? You got a topic? You got something you want to talk about?
fuck, man. There's been so much going on in the world. It's hard not to think about it. I heard, I heard there was this place called Israel, right? And they
I've never
have
heard of
beef
this
with this
place.
place called Iran, which
Why'd you
I don't
run?
know. That's why I was also like curious
You're
because
real and you run? No shit,
this
dude.
dude
I mean,
Israel,
geez.
and who's I walk. I'm
Yeah.
starting to not understand
Yep.
things. But
Yeah,
yeah,
who's that jog?
I don't know if you know this. There's a bit of a drama going on in that place
Where's
called the
it at?
Middle East. I don't know if you've heard
Oh,
about it.
really?
Yeah,
Like it's been
Middle
going on
East,
for
I
like
guess.
all those years?
Where's that?
Yeah, it's
Y'all
this
brought
year.
it up a little
2003
bit.
is pretty crazy.
I
think.
actually just realized that there
Yes.
is a topic I want to talk about.
2001.
Y'all brought up 9/11 a little bit ago. Did y'all hear about that? Like, how much did y'all hear about that?
I think I heard about that like in school
They
one
told
day.
me that there was a bunch of dudes just
I
jumping
think
around
I
that
think I know
building. I
about
was like,
9/11.
huh?
Yeah, they were like,
What's so bad?
I miss you, daddy.
Yeah, there was that one guy, Pete Davidson.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
wondering, like,
his
why are you calling the
dad died on
cops? What's
9/11.
going
That's
on?
pretty cool.
They're always saying 9/11 this, 9/11. I'm like, yeah, dude, I know that fucking police number. Like, stop telling me.
Yeah, stop telling me. I this 9/11 thing. Wait,
This whole
can we just forget about
this whole
it?
event. Wow, you put a hole
Hashtag
in the ground, dude.
forget
Yeah,
9/11.
cool, dude.
I heard the Freedom
I
Plaza
mean,
actually is a
it's
lot
like
cooler than the buildings
acknowledged
were.
by a lot of people that
Hashtag
even though, yeah,
always
it is like
forget.
a tragedy, all those people shouldn't have been murdered. The buildings were fucking ugly. They were not visually.
I've heard people say that.
I mean, they're two
This
giant
Even
fucking
if
tall
1,000 people didn't
buildings
die,
just
they were probably
towering
going to
over
tear them
everything.
down
Yeah, they're
anyway.
not. There's
That's the
nothing like
point.
that makes them look this great. Yeah, because the Empire State Building is fucking cool, dude.
There's
It has like
gargoyles
gargoyles
around
and
the
shit. It's like
building.
really tall. It's got like that cool like Art Deco style.
you need the gargoyles just in case Batman comes to your city and needs to brood.
Yep,
Yeah,
and blend in.
and trust me, Batman would fit right in New York City.
That's what
I'm
No,
thinking
Gotham is
Gotham's in
actually
New
based on.
Jersey.
imagine if Batman became a New Yorker. Imagine Batman in some fucking weedy Tims, fucking jumping off the building talking about some, hey yo B, don't steal that bitch purse.
I need
Like,
a bacon, egg, and cheese. The Aki way.
hey yo B,
Now.
let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Hey B, where's Rachel? Where is she? Like,
Where's that fucking Puerto Rican? Is she in the burrows? Which one?
A New Yorker Batman. It's crazy.
I'm the Joker, baby. That's the New York
Well, I
Joker.
got these guys. Well,
Yeah, oh my god, we did the fucking St. Louis background last week with the whole fucking stupid Batman
I'm-
picture and I'm the Joker, baby.
I want to say
I'm the
that to a
Joker,
little kid
baby.
wandering around by themselves. I want to walk up to him and go, "You want to hang out these guys?"
Maurice, what the fuck is going on in your background?
He's jacking off.
What's going on?
There's like fucking like metal scraping sounds.
You're hearing that? What the fuck?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I was playing with the springs on my mic. I didn't think you'd be able to hear it.
Yes, we can hear it.
It's your microphone.
We can hear the thing
Well-
connected to your microphone vibrating it.
Yeah, it's a pretty important
It
thing.
makes sounds.
I just cleaned
Yes.
my fucking humidifier and it smells like
I'm sorry, man.
apple cider vinegar.
I'm tisming.
He's stimming, guys. Disgusting.
Wait, time out. Well, I would like for us to all. I feel like we've all had this memory, and I feel like we've all done this. You know those one things that used to be behind the doors that was kind of like a dick, and you
But
would
the-
slap it,
Yeah,
and
you
then
boy
it
yoing.
actually would go.
Well, I got
Yeah, the boy
something.
yoings.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I used to play with those at my Oma's house all the time because I'd be like
Yep.
bored as hell when I was there. Because all
Yeah,
she had just satellite TV, so it was just all Cubo, and everyone
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Wait a minute. I grew up on Cubo and Ion.
yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
me too.
hate to break it to you, dude.
We were poor.
Yeah, you were poor. I was poor too,
Wait.
but we had cable.
I was
We
poor.
didn't. We did not have
I
cable.
never noticed.
I think when I lived with my mom as a kid, I had cable a grand total of like 3 months in total. And I had internet for
Well-
about the same.
My parents had cable, and then I'm pretty sure they just got broke because one day they were like, "Well, we're gonna get rid of cable because we don't want you watching Total Drama Island." I feel like
That was just
I
an
feel
excuse.
like yeah, I was about to say I'm pretty sure they were just broke.
Yeah, that's what it probably it was.
Yeah, well, your dad freaked out about Total Drama pretty hard because he's just like, it's basically just porn, and I'm like,
It's not
not
porn,
total
guys.
drama.
There was one scene in that entire show that was like almost nudity.
And that's the one
Which
he
to be
saw.
fair, Cartoon Network in that era was a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were like
A little bit.
some scenes in like Gumball where it's just like Gumball was fire, by the way, but yeah, they had like censor bars in a lot of show. There's that scene in Total Drama whenever Heather's tits came out.
Yeah,
They, like,
that's what I was
censored
about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, and you
But
jacked
that
off
one
to
scene with the you know what?
You cranked
You
it
did?
to the
You know
flat
what?
heads.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Whenever I first got a tablet though, I remember searching up that scene again, and I found a fan created unedited version.
With the real pointy tits.
Yeah,
The fucking 90-degree angle Laura Croft tits.
that is a core memory for me.
Dude. Make me
I
so
remember,
fucking horny. Oh.
I told my brother because he had a tablet and I didn't have anything. I was like, dude, type in Five Nights at Freddy's boobs, dude.
I remember
And
when
then he
I was
did,
in like
and there
it
was
was the
boobs.
7th grade. My history teacher had like an assistant. I don't know why I did this, but they gave us tablets. And right before like the assistant came over, she was just some like old pregnant woman. Before the assistant came over, I went on Google Images and I looked up vagina. She came over and I acted like I just turned on the tablet. I was like, I just turned this on and look what's on here. I don't even know what I gained from doing that, but my friend was all in on it. He's like, yeah, he just turned it on.
Because he was
Yeah.
loving it too.
That's
He was like,
great.
wow.
Y'all ever just gaslight
I
teachers
gaslight
and shit?
everybody. Gaslighting's fun.
Yeah, it's the funnest thing ever. Dude, in school, I
No, you
remember
don't.
I went to this one middle school. It wasn't my normal middle school. I only went here for like a year and a half. And but like there's one guy who was so obsessed with this one phone game, and I remember him saying it all the time. He was like, "It's called Shave the Pussy," and you just got a
What?
razor and you shave like a cartoon pussy. And he thought it was the funniest shit ever. He always kept saying it and like showing the app off. He was like, "You can get different razors and you can change the skin color." I think that guy's got like a shaving fetish now, probably.
Yeah, that guy definitely was jacking off to some weird
He was
shit.
like, "Oh,
I remember
hairy
my friend
pussy."
Sean. Oh my god, there's a lot to Mr. Sean, dude. Well, anyway, I said his full
Don't
last
dox
name,
his whole
but
name.
whatever.
You
It's
said
fine.
Sean. That's not.
It's not a terribly
It's a
like
common
uncommon
name.
name. It's a very common name. But everyone that I know that knows who he is would know exactly what I'm talking about. He
Yeah.
there was like a whole big deal about him changing the background of his phone to like some random picture of a naked bitch
What the fuck?
in middle school. I don't remember like fucking like my friend I'm not gonna say his name. My other friend was like, "Hey, yo, did you see Sean's phone background?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I dared him to change it to a picture of a naked bitch on the bus,"
And he did it.
and he did it. And I was just like, "Okay." And I remember he showed me it, and I was just like, I'm in middle school. I've been beating my dick for my entire middle school career when I
For
realized I could
decades.
come now. All right. I abused my dick in middle school. I was like, I need to feel something.
And
I've
you loved it.
definitely, yeah, I've definitely
Never.
like permanently extended my penis.
I ever tell the story about me and my friend's elementary school adventures on here?
No, I don't think you did.
Well, I've told you guys, so you guys probably know about it, but there's a lot of stories. This one is kind of related to what Isaac just said. So, me and my friend, we were kind of bad, and this was elementary school and like the ghetto. So, like, most of the teachers didn't really give a fuck, and neither did most of the kids. But one day we snuck out of music class, and for context, there was this guy that he wasn't related to him, but I think he was technically living with them. I forget the exact like arrangement that was going on, but anyway, he was living with this guy who worked at a sex shop, and his room he had like the super goon room all over his walls from literally floor to ceiling
Oh
was
yeah,
uh
I
was like
remember you
cutouts
talking about
from
this.
porn mags. So it was just a bunch of naked women,
Wait,
and
how old was this person?
I want to say he was like 30 something. He was bald,
Oh, okay.
And
balding,
this was your friend in elementary school?
and he's a fat guy. No, I wasn't his friend. I did
He
go
was
over his
friends with
Oh,
house.
man, I was
old
like, dude,
porn
let's ditch
addicted
music
dudes
class.
I did
as
go
a
over his
middle
house
schooler.
because but he had Black Ops too, and I'd go over his house and play it.
There's a random
Back
adult
for a little
man
while.
coming
Like,
into
dude,
his
let's
fucking
let's
music class.
fucking
He's like, "Yo,
spam, dude.
Javis, you want to come to my house?"
But the context was needed because I guess my friend went into his room and like nabbed a couple off the wall, and he came into school like the next day, and we snuck off into the bathroom, and we were both in stalls. And first off, we were like fucking around, just like throwing toilet paper at each other over the stalls and like telling jokes and shit. And then he was like, "Hold on, look, watch this." And he pulls out like a page that's folded up, and I unfold it, and obviously it's a naked woman. And I'm like, "Dude, you got the jackpot, dude." And and we're just like, we continue like joking and laughing and shit. But he starts like smacking his thighs really loud, and it was funny as fuck. But under the stall, I see some teacher's foot walk up to the stall. So I go fucking, I lock in, I get up, flush the toilet, leave the stall, walk out really quick while he's still smacking his thighs in front of this teacher. I don't know how he doesn't notice because the dude's standing right in front of his stall. But he fucking just keeps going. I don't know what happened to him because I went back to class and I didn't see him for the rest of the day. So I'm guessing he got in trouble for that. I was like, dude,
Yeah, probably.
you can't be fucking loud. There's a teacher right in front of you. I wonder what that teacher thought he was doing.
Do you remember at homecoming whenever there was like a fucking wet toilet paper fight in a bathroom?
What the scallop was going on over there?
Do you remember that, Maurice?
Mhm.
During homecoming, are you are you vaping right now again?
Yes, damn it.
Fucking
What's
Hitting
up?
his
asshole.
fin pipe.
Do you remember at homecoming there was like the wet toilet paper fight or some shit that happened in the
What toilet paper fight?
yeah, oh my god, that night was crazy for me. But I wasn't
I
involved in
kind of
that.
Isaac. I kind of left early, man. I was.
Yeah, I remember. If you wanted to go into that, you can. But
No, it's fine.
yeah, the girls I was dancing with, I was having fun. It's actually where I met the friend I was hanging out with today. I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, that was back whenever she did like pills and shit though. So she was kind of like fucked up.
Her name is Lois Griffin, by the way.
Yeah, so oh my god, yeah. I hung out with her and her mans today, and there were like protests in my city in a very trendy area, and the police came, and it was crazy. I'm not gonna get too into it, 'cause, you
Well, I
know,
mean, it's nowhere near your house, so I mean, you could say it, and nobody knows how
yeah,
you look.
right. I
But
still,
you can keep it a
but
secret if you feel like it.
dude, that homecoming night was a little wild though, because I actually met her because, well, for one, she was friends with a girl I asked to homecoming, and she like part of her dress fucking broke, like a button fell off it, and I was trying to help her find it because I just met this girl who was also high out of her mind, probably, and I just didn't realize it. That was a crazy night, and oh, dude, I almost fought a dude like when I first got in there, because I was waiting on the girl I asked to come like meet me because she came in later than I did, and I talked to a dude in line. It was some random like fucking southern white guy, which are not that common out of our school at all because we went to mostly black high school. But it was like some southern white dude, and he's talking about like, yeah, I'm a redneck. My saved in her phone as redneck, and I was like, fucking okay. Anyway, I sat down. I was waiting on her, and this dude finds some random person's umbrella that was wet because it's raining out, and he fucking like puts over my head and starts getting the like sprinkling the fucking water on my head, and I fucking pushed his hand. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm waiting on my date right now, and you're being an asshole, fucking up my hair and shit." I was like, "If you touch me again, I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna get kicked out of here, and you will too."
What, Isaac? You cut out.
Yeah, you cut out. Mate, you cut out, mate. You fucking cut out, mate.
Well, he actually didn't
Sorry,
cut out. He
my
just got.
Murdered.
He's
microphone
back. He's back.
unplugged itself. That's cool. Yeah, it just
That's
decided to
awesome.
turn off. Hold on. Switching. Oh, that's cool. Technical difficulties. But so yeah, oh my god, I was good. And also one of my kind of friends that lived in my neighborhood who rode my bus who was he had like autism, but he's my neighbor. So, we were cool. Like I talked to him and stuff. He was a chill guy most of the time, but he was like laughing and egging the redneck dude on. I was like, no, I'm serious. I'm gonna fucking fight you if you keep fucking putting water on my head with some random person's umbrella. That's not your property. Dude, that pissed me off. And I remember like seeing Maurice in there and out. If you want to tell your side, you can, because I remember like seeing you and your girl, and I'm like, why ain't y'all dancing together? Because I danced
Oh,
with a couple people that night. It was fun.
I'll be real. I was probably fucked up and just wasn't coordinated enough. Like
I thought it was because your
we
girl
were.
didn't want to.
No, she probably didn't too. I don't remember all this, man. I remember we went for a few hours. We stuck. Well, we did that one thing. Left foot, one stomp, right foot, whatever the fuck
Cupid
that shit is.
shuffle.
Yeah, Cupid shuffle, and then we did some other shit. But she was like a keying with her friends and shit, and I was kind of fucking bored.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like dances and shit are cool, but definitely
they're way
like I
funner if
would,
you could drink
I would.
alcohol at them. I feel like.
I mean, I would have went to a dance with like my current girlfriend. My current girlfriend, I feel like we have a way chemistry. But like back then, I was like,
Yeah, the chemistry just wasn't there with
yeah,
her. Yeah, you just didn't seem like you were having fun at all. I was having fun because I was just hanging out and meeting people, but I'm also very extroverted. You know what I mean? I mean, you're
yeah.
by no means like an antisocial person, but you're not like me.
Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. My social battery is like very small. Cause like every once in a while, like I'll just be what was it? The last day that we went to go hang out, I'm not gonna, I was gonna make an excuse not to go. Cause I was like, man, I just don't feel like doing shit. But then I'll go do shit and I'll enjoy it. But before I go do it, I just don't really want to do shit. If that makes sense.
Well, we had fun.
Yeah, we had fun. I enjoyed myself. But I don't know. Sometimes I'll just be like, damn, I really just want to sit at my fucking bed and bed rot.
Yeah, that's honestly on the weekends. That's usually what I do
But
until you get on or text me or something.
yeah, fucking today, what was I doing? I was doing shit pretty
Well,
much
you're
all
making
morning.
music
Oh
today.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, everyone. I make music now.
I don't think you've posted it anywhere yet.
Yeah, I haven't posted it anywhere yet. I'm working on getting an album to not an album, but like an EP. I want to get like 7 or 8 songs together, and then I'll probably post it somewhere.
How many you got so far?
I'd say I have 5 or 6 that I think are good enough. I have like in total probably 12 to 13 songs, but I don't think all of them are good enough.
Are you gonna put them together and just like upload it on YouTube or what?
Yeah, more than likely. I think YouTube would probably be the best platform because I mean, like, it's easier to get traction that way. Because like, I'm not gonna get put in a playlist on Spotify or anything like that. Like, I could
You
probably
never know.
do. I
You're
could
like
probably
SoundCloud.
also something. Yeah, I was about to say SoundCloud, would probably, but something really interesting that happened today.
Hmm.
So I sent some of my music to like my mom. My mom's boyfriend, apparently one of his friends make music, and
Your
he's
mom's
been doing
current
it.
boyfriend?
Yeah, apparently one of uh, my mom's boyfriend's friend makes music, so he sent him my number because he was like, you should talk to him because I might be able to actually like get my music out on a bigger platform.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You should get with him before your mom fucking ruins that
Kills it.
relationship. You know,
Yeah.
we know how she is. Whenever
Yes, we
whenever that
do.
one guy said, "Whoever paper, your mom's a hoe," was the one that got paper. But
Yeah.
do that paper?
your mom's a hoe. I love that meme so much.
He's a pretty hilarious old guy.
But it's also not an insult to Maurice because it's like his.
His mom's not nice,
Well, that's my
Yeah.
aunt, for one. Well,
Yeah.
and she's not nice.
technically, she's not my aunt because she divorced your dad, and so
Yeah.
technically, I don't have any relation to her at all.
It's a fucking roly
Technically,
poly in
no.
here.
Dude, yeah. Chavis, be careful, bro. I remember whenever I was staying with I stayed with Isaac for a while after I had to sell my house and everything. Wait,
What do you
fucking
want?
Gary,
I'm
you're
just
in
chilling
here. You
on
have
what you want from me.
Well,
You already do that. I'm
I'm
saying be
finna fucking
quiet.
tickle your G spot. But whenever I was staying with Isaac, there was one morning where I was hungover, so I went and picked up a body armor. Like I get back to the house and I'm drinking it and I'm talking to Becky. I'm like, yeah, it's got all it's low in sugar, blah blah blah. And while I'm reading it, I see this fucking fat ass spider on my leg, bro. Like this shit probably is the size of like a nickel. It's like a good size fucking spider.
It's a decent
So
spider.
I'm like, oh fuck no. I never cuss in front of Isaac's mom. I try not to cuss in front of Isaac's mom. I still definitely do. It's
Yeah.
just second nature now. But fucking I hit the shit with the bottle and jump out of my fucking seat. And I'm like, oh, where did it go? So now me and your mom are sitting down there looking for this spider. We're like, where the fuck is this thing? And we end up finding it, and it was like this big ass like brown spider. Shit had like a white butt. Look, if a spider has ass, that spider is too big. There's no reason we got BBL spiders. What the fuck is going on?
PBL spider.
Also, Maurice
Yeah,
has arachnophobia.
yes, look, I
Yeah, it's
don't
not
know if
Black
it's
Widow the
exactly.
other day. It's crazy.
I don't really know if it's arachnophobia because I react to spiders by killing them normally instantly. If
You
I'm in
definitely have
my house,
arachnophobia.
huh?
I said you definitely have arachnophobia.
Well, I don't.
You won't play
Yeah,
games with spiders. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all
you're
I'm
right.
you got
saying.
a
You're right.
mod
You're right.
for Skyrim to replace the spiders with cave wool.
Yes, you know what I did. In real life, though, I don't fucking cower in fear. I just fucking get
My
angry and
mom
smack it.
recounts a story where you saw a spider in our basement and you jumped up on the couch and screamed.
I've heard of this.
Where?
Our house when you were living with us, where you jumped on the couch and screamed because there was a spider,
I
and you
I
were
remember
asking
the
her
one
to
on my
kill that.
leg. I remember the one on my
I
leg.
remember whenever you
Got
and
PTSD
your
from that one.
girl found a bug in your bed and you made me kill it.
Yeah, dude, I got fucking freaked out, man. Whenever I'm lacking, look, I was probably like halfway asleep, and then I see that fucking thing in my bed. I'm completely thrown off now. And now that I left the area and I'm separated from it, I'm too chicken shit to go back to it. If I don't immediately kill it, then I'm just fucked. Whenever I'm by myself, I have no choice. There was one day I was making delivery. Uh, I stop at this place and I'm like filling out my paperwork. I see some shit out of the corner of my eye. There's this fucking spider fucking descending to my shoulder, and I immediately scream and punch it. And I punch the fucking window of the truck because it's a spider and it's not exactly giving me resistance. That shit hurt my hand so bad, but like it was straight primal fear that drove me to kill it. Cause like I'm cornered, bro. Like I'm in the truck. I have to go through this door, and it's currently sitting on my side to where the door to exit is. So I'm just like, fuck it. I gotta kill this thing. Well, like spiders is one of the things that resemble spiders. Scorpions too. I'm not a huge fan, but they're big enough to where it's like I can kind of deal with that. I don't trust spiders.
I don't mind
Snakes.
spiders. If a spider's like in my vicinity, I'm probably gonna kill it. But if it's like
You should
if
try to get bugs away from me.
if it's a spider that I know will not bite, and it's like a jumping spider, I'll put it in a little container and throw it out.
No, well, snakes and shit. I can fuck with snakes. I like snakes.
I used to
Snakes.
be afraid of snakes, but I've really kind of got over that because I held a fucking uh what
Well,
well, oh my god, what's it called?
God.
Copperhead. Well, thanks,
oh,
Chavis. I held a
where do
copperhead
where do you hold a copperhead at?
at camp. They gave us
Oh,
gloves and they let us handle one,
Hmm.
which I totally started like slapping it in the head, and I was like, "Bite me, pussy, bite me." No, I'm
Come
just
on, he
kidding.
won't bite me.
He won't bite me.
He won't
Insert
bite
that
me. Look at him.
clip. Insert that.
I fucking doubt I could find it.
It was fucking hilarious.
Anytime I look for a clip, I can never fucking find it. It's awful, honestly.
You know what else is awful?
What's
Fucking
awful?
dick cheese I got today. No, I'm just kidding.
You dick cheese, dude.
Roll
I
that shit up and smoke it.
I
Gary, are you dead?
I'm only gonna talk
He's
if I
here.
have shit to
he's
say.
He's just joking.
You're not gonna be like, oh yeah, so like after this time we're done, I'm gonna be like, lol. I'm not just gonna
Well,
jump
Well,
in.
give us
okay, you
the
know what?
ballad
You know,
of Gary.
well, you know what, Gary, give us a funny story.
Yeah, tell
Dog, that
us
is the
a
worst
thing.
shit you could possibly fucking. I hate it. I hate when somebody fucking like you're just like hanging out. Somebody's like, say something funny. I cannot.
Yeah, no,
Laugh.
not
I
say
won't
Say
make
something
you
something
funny.
funny,
laugh.
Just
white boy.
Fucking.
just give us a little gi-
Make me
give us a
squeal.
little
Fucking.
tidbit. Give us a
I
tidbit of
don't-
something.
I'm thinking. The only real like thing I have that's like on hand with like spiders and shit is that when I was, I think like maybe like 9 or 10, I had a Game Boy Color and I was at my mama's house and I had it laying on the floor. And I fucking hate daddy long legs. I don't really give a shit about most other spiders. Like the spider you talked about, I wouldn't really care because it's the size of a nickel. But like with daddy long legs, I just can't stand them. And I was, like I sat down on the floor of my mama's living room and I went to go do something. And when I came back and I grabbed my Game Boy, I turned around. There's a big daddy long legs right in my hand. And I went, "Ah!" and I threw it and I screamed and I ran away. I did. I said,
And
"You're
you
gonna pay,
fucking nutted on it
motherfucker," and I
later.
started stroking my shit. It took a good few minutes for that payback. I'm glad it didn't move at all.
You were like, I'm gonna web you up. And you squirted
Said,
everywhere
"You better
on it.
scramble like an egg before you get
On
full
that
like an
poor
omelet,"
thing.
and I came on it.
I only got like one like horrendous spider story because I was a kid. I was probably like 6, maybe 7. And then so I was already like fully naked and I was going to shower. So as soon as I opened the curtain, there's a huge like tarantula just in the tub, like dead
A
center.
tarantula?
Yeah, tarantula. He's scary, big, hairy, nasty, gigantic
Did y'all
spider.
just add tarantulas around?
Yeah, it was in the trailer. Probably just came up to like a wall or something. But he was huge, and I was started screaming because I was naked and there's a huge fucking spider.
Yeah, naked and
I
afraid.
was like, I'm vulnerable, help! And then I ran to my mom. She squished it.
Dude, wait, Isaac, do you remember the fucking whenever we went to Beaver Lake and the fucking daddy long legs were covering my tent?
My God, yeah. You remember
That
at camp?
that's where my fear came from, Isaac. There was so many.
You were being surrounded.
I
I have a
was
story
literally
similar to
surrounded. They were
Chavis's,
fucking
but I wasn't getting in
everywhere.
the shower. And this is recent. This is a grown ass man, Gary, telling this story. But I went to go use the restroom. I take down my trousers. I take down my tidy whities. I'm sitting. I'm doing my business. Yeah, I take down. I'm like the streak's
With the
getting too
brown
long.
streak,
I gotta take care of this because at this point, I was like the stop shitting yourself. What? Yeah, I was like that. So what the fuck is that noise? There's like a locomotive coming through. What is that
I
noise?
don't know.
There's a fucking 1947 engine train
I don't know.
Reese is like masturbating in his closet.
No, that's not me. That was Chavis. What the fuck?
Huh? Oh yeah,
Probably
Chavis.
was me. I just
Reese
realized my
telling a
records
mic is
story
on
about
podcasts.
plug
trying to
10.
take a shit
Oh
and
my
crack my
God.
bug and hearing a train coming
Probably
through.
be a good idea to do
This
that.
episode has been insane.
But
Oh my God.
The
but
scuffed episode.
I'm sitting
Yeah,
there
the
doing my
scuff
business,
episode.
and even though I have like obviously I'm not like a man's man, but I do have like I'd consider it like a masculine voice. Even though my voice is fairly masculine, when I scream, like when I get scared, it always comes out like, "Ugh! Ugh!" It comes out like that. And so I was just sitting there, and then this big fat ass wasp started like flying around, and I'm like mid shit.
Oh fuck no.
He was
Fuck.
getting
I'm like
Isaac
mid
would
shit, like
fucking
having like
cry.
duck and
Isaac
weave,
hates
avoiding it, and I'm
wasps.
like,
Actually, wasp are
and
my
then like
main fear.
my mom was like, Garrett, are you okay in there? And I'm like, there's a wasp. I'm trying to take a shit, and then I didn't want to like try to like kill it with my shit fingers. So then I have to wipe my ass and wash my hands while this wasp is still coming around. And it was a whole damn process before I was finally like, okay, time to kill this fucking thing.
He had the fucking.
I really was. I was
He's
having to
getting
like duck and
harassed
weave
while
and move
shaving.
around while my
Share
ass is
Instagram
planted on the
notification.
toilet. I hated
Oh my
it.
God.
Somebody help me,
Somebody
please!
help
Fuck!
me! Somebody.
I'm helpless.
Do you remember? Maurice remembers whenever we fucking. Oh my God,
Yeah.
when we were moving the treadmill in my house
Treadmill.
and it broke the
Yeah.
window. And
Yeah.
there were like wasps flying in the house. My mom was yelling because she was just like, "Oh my God, there's fucking wasp everywhere!" And then I was trying to spray it, and then Chris had his baby there. He's like, "Don't spray that!" Or my mom was like, "Spray that around the baby," and everyone was like, "It's fine if you if you don't want." Oh my God, it was such a fiasco. It was
And then Chris just fucking grabbed it with his bare hands like a fucking freak.
yeah, he's built
This is a
different,
thug.
but he's also like, I don't know if we should talk about his
He's a
job,
man.
but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't talk about his job. Just say he's a man whore.
He's a wasp
basically.
grabber for a living.
He actually fucks dudes for a living.
He is a male prostitute that grabs wasp, and
He's pretty good at it.
yeah, I enjoy his services
He
personally.
was so good, he got a man pregnant and had a kid.
Gary, you should tell us about your fun encounter with the bald guy
The bald guy,
that
was
gave
he
you his
bald?
Instagram in
He had
Arizona.
hair when I met him, I think.
I don't know. I just remember looking at it.
Why are you asking us?
Huh? No, I was
No,
asking Gary.
I don't know if he was bald. I don't remember him being bald. He might have been.
I don't remember, but the
I
guy
was
that gave you his
taking
Instagram was like
a Greyhound bus. I was
Crazy
taking
guy.
it from California back to my home state of Kentucky, and Greyhound really is like their motto is basically just fucking like, well, at least we got you there, because they do not give a fuck. They're like the only company I've ever dealt with. I know that there's like airlines that have really shitty people working there, you know, like there's the United Airlines that literally beat the fuck out of a dude once. But Greyhound, it's so fucking ghetto. It's so bad. I don't know if I talked about this when I told y'all this story, but we already got held up at one point because our bus driver was like just yelling at some random dude in the parking lot of one of the stops. We were there for like half an hour longer because there's just some random dude saying, like, he wasn't a threat or nothing. He was just saying shit. And she's like getting out of the bus and yelling at him and threatening him to fight and whatnot. And she got on and finally drove the bus. But we were at the Phoenix station, and there was this woman that was just like screaming throughout the whole, like, you know, this whole like building. She was like, what was she saying? She was like, your bus is fucking here or whatever. She's like cussing and going on and whatnot. She's like, you don't want to miss your bus? Get the fuck on, you know, like screaming and shit and running. She keeps running through the whole building. Like she's not like coming in through the doors to the buses screaming and then going back out. She's like running around the building screaming and cussing. Like, you don't want to miss your fucking bus. You need to get the fuck on right now. And she was going on like that. And then, you know, I'm just sitting there. I'm just like standing at the charging dock, letting my phone charge. And obviously, this woman is running around the building screaming. It's going to bring attention to her. So I'm looking at her. And I'm not like staring her down or nothing. But like, obviously, like, you know, like I'm glancing at her and look at her and whatnot. And she looks at me and notices that I'm looking at her. She goes, "The fuck are you looking at?" But the thing is there's this one guy standing next to me, and he thought that she was screaming at him. And he was like, don't be talking to me like that. Don't be yelling at me like that. And like they were getting in, and she's like, I ain't even talking to you, which definitely means she was talking to me. But she's like, I ain't even talking to you. You mind your own business. I ain't even talking to you. It's like, I'm from Texas. You ain't talking to me like that. I'm from Texas. You don't talk to me like that. And it was just them going back and forth like that for like, honest to God, I want to say like 5 minutes. Just constant like back and forth. Like, I ain't even talking to you. I ain't talking to you. Like, I'm from Texas. You can't talk to me like that. I'm from Texas. And then she called. This is the only woman I've ever reported to like the company. I've dealt with like shitty employees at places before, but I've never like contacted supervisors and been like, "Hey, you all need to take care of this." This is the first time I've ever, because she like implied that everybody that rides the bus is a bum. She's like, "I ain't a bum. I ride the bus. You the bum. You the bum. I drive the bus." But saying shit like that, and they just kept going on and on and on, and then eventually it settled down. It kind of like fizzled out on its own. I thought that she like it fizzled down because she had to drive the bus, because a little bit ago she was going on about like, you don't want to be late, get on the bus right now. But then she comes back in and is standing in the doorway to like the buses and is having a fake conversation. She's like on her phone having a fake conversation, like, yeah, these people, they want attention. I ain't even talking to them. They screaming at me, going on at me. I drive the bus. I'm making money. I'm making money. I'm a boss ass bitch. She said that verbatim. She said, I'm a boss ass bitch. I'm making money. These people, yeah. And she's
That is the
very,
most
very clearly
pathetic
trying to
thing you
instigate
could
it, because
say
she
about
is standing
yourself,
like in the door. She is saying it so fucking loud, standing in the doorway next to us, just going on and on. And then like the guy, it obviously gets him going again. And he starts going off on her. She's like, "I'm having a phone call. I ain't even talking to you. I ain't even talking to you. Sit the fuck down. I ain't even talking to you. Whatever." And even though she's very clearly like instigating it and just trying to get a fight going and whatnot, the old ass security dude and like the person behind the help desk come up to the dude that like is like fighting with her and tell him he needs to calm down or he's getting kicked out, and start like they both like get up in his face like, you need to calm down, you need to calm down. And eventually she leaves, and then the old ass security dude, he looked like fucking Mr. Burns with a big like broom mustache. He tried to be intimidating with me. He's like what bus you getting on? I'm like, the bus to I'm getting at like the St. Louis stop. No, what time you getting on? Like 1 second. And I go and look at the board. Oh, it's like 11:30. It's like, okay. And then the guy, he starts talking to me, and like he's like, that bitch was like crazy or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like I'm telling him like I agree with him. Like I'm like, yeah, like if they tried throwing you out over that, I would have took up for you, which I would have, because I wasn't getting into it while it was crazy. But if they were like, you need to get out or whatever, I would have stepped in and been like, she's like, point out like everything. But I told him, I was like, like, yeah, if they tried throwing you out, I would have took up for you. He's like, oh, would you have? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, cool. And then I guess that made him decide to just go on about just like a bunch of random shit with me, because I was on his side in the thing. He's like, I think that the reason she's like, like acting like that is because she's bitter because she ain't got no man in her life. She ain't got no man in her life. And she's bitter about that. And I'm like, yeah, I think she was, definitely bitter. I'm not getting into the details of her life because I don't fucking know her. But I'm like, yeah, she was definitely like bitter and just take it out on you. And he's like, you think she was bitter too? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, she was bitter, yeah. And then he just kept going on about shit. At one point, he asked me, he's like, "Are you spiritual? Are you spiritual at all?" And I was like, I mean, like, I'm agnostic." And he's like, "What's that? What's that mean?" I was like, it means that like I don't really follow any specific religion, but like, yeah, there could be like something out there or whatever. He's like, I ain't talking about that. I don't care about that. but but and he just started talking about like just like spirits and shit and like
Definitely on that good
destiny and whatever. And then he gave me his Instagram handle, which is it was underscore, or no, it was at C, the letter C, underscore the truth. He's like, yeah, check out my Instagram, whatever. Eventually I asked him, I was like, where are you going? He's like, this is my stop. I'm just like, I'm going to be walking out here. And I was like, do you got a place to stay or whatever? He's like, no, I'm just going out here. He fucking like was just, he was just some fucking dude that was just fighting with this random woman, letting his phone charge. He was going to walk off into the distance afterwards. I was like, okay, well, good luck. Yeah. And then I fucking like, I got on my
Just
bus,
doing
but that
shit
really
about it.
is, that's the first time I've ever, I don't think I have the email anymore, but that really was the first time I emailed them. I was like, hey, so like you have somebody that is like running around screaming and cussing and saying that everybody that rides the bus is a bum and whatnot. And they were like, they said something that made it clear that it wasn't an automated response, that they actually like looked at the email and they said they were going to check it out. So hopefully that bitch got fired. I don't know.
They probably didn't even look into it.
I don't
They
know,
just sent that
because
to, like,
I get that
the
Greyhound is like
doing
bad.
about it.
Greyhound. What's another thing? The bus caught on fire on the way to St. Louis. Like I had to go get I had to get a new ticket because like I was on like I was on the phone with customer support at St. Louis because obviously the bus catching on fire and you having to stop at some random spot, it's gonna make you super late. But I told him, I was like, yeah, I need to get a new ticket because my bus was late because it caught on fire. Um, that that was probably, honest to God, even though I dealt with so much bullshit, I had one dude that said, "Oh, your ticket doesn't need to be changed because we were late because the lady trying to fight a random dude in the parking lot." I think that was in San Bernardino, but the dude was like, "Oh yeah, you don't need to change the ticket." And I was like, "Well, my ticket says I'm going here, and the bus that comes at that time, the time that you're telling me, is going here." And he's like, "No, it's going to be fine. They'll take the ticket." And then the lady, like they came after we were standing out in the cold for ages. Like it was freezing in Nevada. This is in the Las Vegas station. She's like, "Y'all done the wrong thing. Y'all listened to the wrong." No, that's exactly what she said. "Y'all listened to the wrong people." Like we were in the wrong for listening to a Greyhound attendant saying this is what you need to do. And like 3 people told her like this is what the guy said. And it wasn't until I got to her that I was like, I listened to the dude because he was an employee, and then she finally what's the word for it? Like backed down a little bit. She was like, "Yeah, probably like one of our new agents. Like you've been acting like we're the ones in the wrong this entire time, you dickhead." Like there were so many like shitty people that worked there, but that really was like one where it's like, okay, I know that this is ghetto as fuck, but like you got to have some standards. There's got to be like a limit to what you can take, you know? So I don't know. Hopefully they did something about that.
Sounds like Greyhound's a great company.
Yeah.
To,
I forgot about the tangent I was
endorse.
going to go on.
Let's get a Greyhound sponsorship on the pod.
That almost sounds like
While we were on the
it
bus,
almost
the
doesn't
bus,
sound
the
real,
bus
the
driver,
catching
you
on
could
fire.
tell that it wasn't like
Crazy.
the bus wasn't like the fire was like in like the spot with like the seats and whatnot. It was like in the engine, but like you could tell that it was getting bigger and spreading because the lady was screaming. She's like, "Y'all, get off the bus! It's on fire!" She was like actually like she was fucking screaming. And there was this old ass dude. He was not. I would understand if he was like 70 or 80 or something. This dude was in like his like early 50s. He's not decrepit, but he was taking his goddamn sweet time getting his luggage out of the upper thing. And people like behind me are like, I'm not burning to death because of this guy. He needs to hurry the fuck up. he just kept on taking his sweet time getting this shit while the lady is screaming bloody murder over the fact that the bus is on fire right now and we need to get off. Oh, that's not even the worst time that like the bus catch, like I've been in 2 incidents where the engine was like catching on fire and fucking up and shit. I was on a bus to Tucson, Arizona, and while we were on the freeway, like close to a Circle K, the bus like just stopped moving. It just like stopped dead in its tracks. And the guy was like, "I need to he was like some old Asian guy. He was like, "I need to restart the system." And then he fucking like just sat there and kept restarting it. And like it would take like I think like 20 minutes for it to restart, and we'd move, I want to say like maybe a foot, and then it'd shut off again, and then you'd get it like going again, and you could smell the fucking like you could smell the smoke from the engine coming into the bus, and people are yelling at him like, "Where's the smoke is coming back here? It's not the bus is like," and he like did that for I want to say like an hour and a half. At one point, these 2 women were like, "This is our stop. Like, if we just ask him if we can get off, can we go ahead and get off?" And they told him, he was like, and he opened the door for them, and they just walked off the freeway in the emergency lane and walked to wherever they needed to go. And eventually, like, they had to like, I forget how like they got the bus to the Circle K, but we got there, and he's just like, "Yeah, the bus is out of order," and everybody was pissed. Everybody was fucking like mad because he just kept on being like, "I need to restart the system,"
Yeah,
and you
you
can
paid money
smell
for
like
it.
the smoke from the engine being on fire getting into the fucking bus.
What a great guy. What a great buzz. Everyone's a stand-up citizen in that situation. I think I would pull out a gun and go, "If this
I
bus
would
doesn't
have.
start moving
I'm not.
in 30
I'm not a
seconds."
violent man. I'm not an aggressive man. I'm the kind of person that if you punch me in the stomach, I wouldn't try to fight you back. I'd just be like, "Why did you do that?" Like I'm not aggressive. But that trip I told you about, I think it was the trip from Midland to L.A. That fucking with the woman that's kid was screaming for I think it was 7 hours. Set It was 7 hours. I don't mean like it was like I mean it was. Have you all ever been around a kid that is screaming like they're actually getting stabbed? I like it. It was like the. It was like that
Yeah.
screaming, and he did that for 7 hours. I remember specifically because I texted Chavis about it. I was like, "This kid has been screaming," and I put the exact timestamps because I like it like I was like I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Oh my god, Greyhound is it's a thing where like the people working there are usually really shitty, but also I can't get too mad because the people riding are also usually really shitty. It is the last resort thing. It's like, well, you can't afford a plane ticket and you can't afford to just drive there, so it's either this or fucking nothing. And so I think you meet all sorts on that kind of thing. Scratch your minge, sniff your fingers.
Scratch your minge
No
on the
fucking
bus.
ground would be scratch your
And you
minge,
sniff your
make somebody
fingers.
else sniff your fingers. There was a woman that like
Blow the bus up.
she was special needs, but oh my god, she sat next to me and she smelled like actual shit. She smelled like actual fucking putrid shit. And she she was nice. She's like, "Do you want my blanket?" And I was like, "No, that's okay." I made sure to like aim my nose as far away from her as possible, but have it discreet, like have it look like I was trying to sleep on the window, even though I'm really just like keeping my nose as pointed away as possible. She, oh my god, she
Avoiding
got
the shit
mad at
smell.
me at one point because like I was trying to really politely explain to her, like hey, because like there's different like doors for different buses going to different places. She said that she needed to get to North Carolina,
Yeah.
and my bus was like headed towards North Carolina, but it was stopping like in Nashville, and um, she was getting on a bus to like where was it? I think she was getting a bus to like Colorado, which is going west. That's definitely like the wrong way. And I was telling her, I showed her. I was like, we are going to the same stops and we're riding the same bus. I'm just stopping in Nashville and you're stopping in North Carolina. You're gonna want to get on this bus. She's like, well, I'm going to North Carolina. I'm not going to Nashville. And I'm like, I know, but we are going on the same route. I'm just getting off earlier than you. You're gonna want to get on this bus. And she was getting really mad. And she's like, it says for me to get on this bus. And I'm like telling her like, no, it's saying to get on this one. And that was one where thankfully the people working there weren't shitty that night, and I had to tell them because I didn't want just some random special needs woman to get stranded in the middle of Colorado. I was like, y'all need to step in and explain to this woman that like she needs to get on this bus or she is going to be completely fucked. Like it goodness. Dylan, I got a bunch of Greyhound
Yeah.
stories. I don't think I could possibly tell them all on like this one episode. It's fucking bad.
No, it would take hours.
I experienced hours of his abuse.
But I think that's good. Should we wrap it up, guys?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty fun episode.
Let's wrap it up.
That's why I've been so
Stroke
quiet.
it.
I've been stroking my shit in the background.
Drop it.
All right, this has been
All right, this has been
the gay ass. This has been the gay ass podcast, also
yep.
known as the mayonnaise sandwich, featuring
Yep.
our new friend who we just met. We just met him on the Greyhound bus.
Yep.
Yep.
Isaac
Okay.
did fuck him in the bathroom on the Greyhound.
Well, that's why it started stanking, because they were fucking so much.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't even like. I buy Greyhound tickets just to fuck people who don't really want it.
Yeah. People
Greg.
usually with the name who starts with G.
Yeah,
Yep.
Greg.
I
Yep.
don't even buy the tickets. I don't know why they keep letting me back in.
He actually just shows him a piece of paper where he shittily wrote bus on it, and like just they just let him on.
Yeah, he didn't even actually write BUS. He wrote BUST.
Bust. Because that's what he's about to do. But
Yep.
this has been a good episode of the Mayo Sandwich. We'll see you guys next time. And
See you next time.
have a good
know
life.
what-
Gary, you want to
I
say
don't know why we're
some
bringing
final
my
words
full government name
to the
into
people
this.
out there?
And fucking. Let me think of something. Let me think of
Gary,
some good
speak
life
word.
advice to drop on the fucking the 1.5 people that
You
watch
better
this
hurry up.
podcast.
Bitch, I'm
Well,
I'm
let
pissed.
me give some parting advice before. It's better to come in the shower than to shower in the cum.
My advice is
No, I
this.
disagree.
Ooh,
If you
true.
try jacking off with body wash, that shit will get in your dick hole and it will sting.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
we've
it'll
all been
actually
there, man.
Yep.
it'll feel so good
True,
that
yeah.
you just love it. And you keep on doing
Don't
it.
you lecture me with your $30 haircut.